We are live. We are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Ron Harris here for Ron Harris Muscle Channel. First of all, I want to thank all of you who were in the video last night. We did a review shortly after Men's Open judging wrapped with myself, Big Mike Cox in Tampa, Florida, and Giles Tiger Thomas all the way in the UK. But I messed up. I used too much of the pay-per-view footage in my coverage and got a copyright strike, and the video was taken down. So lesson learned. And again, I appreciate all of you who were up super late last night or early, wherever you were in the world. So today, I'm going to be looking at Instagram footage, which will not give me a violation of the copyright. Also want to let you know, didn't I create a banner for that? Yeah. So those of you who are looking for information, I'm going to leave that up the whole time. People keep asking, when is this happening? When is that happening? What division? When's classes going on? So schedule is MrOlympia.com. As you can see, the pay-per-view you can get at OlympiaProductions.com. But please subscribe, like, share, ring that bell. Appreciate it. So let's take a look at some footage here, because it was a very eventful Mr. Olympia judging last night. Man, I see it right now as a possibility where any of three men could win. First up, we're going to look at the reigning champ, Derek Lunsford. Derek was downsized in this leg, his right leg, which was left on the screen. The quad, I don't know if he's got some sort of injury, a nerve problem. I don't know what happened there, but it was noticeable. His upper body definitely overpowering his lower body, more so than it was last year. And that's been an issue. He's been trying to get better balance from upper to lower basically his entire career. But he looked really good. I did like the way he looked. I thought he was sharper last year. I don't think he's improved from last year. I hate to say that because he had a whole year. You can see there the condition from the rear is still outstanding. Still outstanding. He's got those dugout glutes, which everybody freaks out. The back, he's got that insanely wide, thick back. Very, very detailed. But was this the best Derek we've seen so far? No. And I don't know if this version is going to be enough to hold on to the title. Of course, a lot can change between now and tonight. This was last night. But still, if I was a Derek Lunsford fan, I'd be a little concerned right now that he's definitely not a lock to win this again. It's down to him, Hadi, and Samson. There's some shots. We'll look at Derek. So there you can see, now that he's not moving, now that it's still on the screen, you can see the difference between those legs. This leg on your right, which is his left quad, much bigger than the right quad left on your screen there. It's noticeable. It's not just the way he's posing it. It's a very, very drastic difference there. And again, I didn't see more detail in the upper body like I wanted to. I wanted to see the type of detail up there that we witnessed with Hadi. His front lat spread. This is not a good shot for Derek. He looks blocky here. I don't know if his waist has actually gotten wider. He's definitely in the pose there. He's not caught between poses. Anything with the back showing is always a killer shot for Derek. It's always lights out. Side chest. Yeah. On the side leg, I think he still needs more hamstring compared to Samson and Hadi. Side chest, I would just want to see more detail here. His chest is a little bit bigger. That was something he needed to work on. He's definitely brought his chest up. It was flatter last year and in years previous. Side try, a good shot for Derek. Again, the waist, I don't know. I don't know if he can suck it in anymore or if that's just about as big. It does seem to be getting his midsection a little bit bigger. It could be an issue with bloating from whatever he was carving up on. Of course, his rear double bicep, no one's beating that. That's a crazy shot for Derek. Same thing with the rear lat spread. The back shots, he owns those. Nobody's beating Derek in those. When he does his abdominal and thigh pose, yeah, abs aren't great. He does have 1, 2, 3, 4. He does have an 8-pack. Let's give him credit for that, but that's just genetic. When he's got this leg angled out sideways like that, you can see his foot's completely sideways, that smaller leg. It's not as noticeable, the disparity between the difference between those two thighs. And again, here, when you look at this shot, that's a shot where Hadi has so much more detail across the front. That's a shot where Hadi beats him in. We'll look at some comparisons, I think, later. And the same thing here. If there was the same level of detail across the front there that we see with Hadi, it'd be a different story. Andrew Jack, looking at 4th or 5th place based on the callouts. In the judging, he was in the initial call-out of 7 men. He was all the way on the right, which was stage left, but as you're looking at the stage, he was all the way to the right. They never moved him once. I really felt he should have gotten a better look, at least moved once closer to the middle or even to the other side of the stage. But Andrew was never moved. That's a great shot for Andrew. As we know, his abdominal thigh. I mean, he doesn't have any really weak shots. His side shots could be better, but yeah, not as shredded as I had hoped he would be. I heard he was coming in bigger, over 300 pounds, and that was a cause for concern. And yeah, the condition was a little bit off here in the back. I mean, it is a glute contest. The glutes are something that the judges focus on for when they're assessing condition. And Andrew was a little bit soft there compared to the guys who are going to place ahead of him. I think Martin Fitzwater is probably going to hit 4th place ahead of Andrew. They said Andrew was hitting his side chest better. I don't really see any difference with the way he's hitting this pose as opposed to how he's been hitting it. Anybody else in here? Oh, Mike's there. What's up, Mike?
What up, dude? You can see I have the same shirt from last night on. I haven't got.
Well, me too. Yeah, I know it's not my fault. Well, it is kind of my fault for leaving all that footage up, but I apologize for, you worked hard staying up till it was 2:26 a.m. when the stream cut out.
It's crazy, man.
I saw the tick. I have a ticker in the corner that tells me how many people are watching, and it went from 4,700 to it was like 4,864, and then boom, it was 0. I'm like, uh-oh.
They don't play with that stuff, do they? They take that seriously.
And you know what? They shouldn't. So yeah, I've been talking about a lot of things we were talking about last night. Andrew was, a lot of people are talking like that. Andrew was sort of overlooked, didn't get a fair shake as far as being moved around, never got to stand next to. I don't think he ever stood directly next to either Samson, Hadi, or Derek, did he?
No, he was next to Martin in the call out, but they never moved. And they even moved Martin next to Hadi at one point, right? So it's from the pictures, Ron. I think the expectations for Andrew were so high. I think the judges even had that. We were looking for stuff, and like you just said, it's a glute show, right? We can say it's not, but that's when guys turn to the back. That's the first thing our eyes are drawn to, in a professional way.
Yes,
like not the Bull Stanton Chris Duffy way, but
3 people got that reference.
Or Bruce Patterson. Not very many people did.
Oof.
But he's got such beautiful shape, and we were I think expecting this Texas, but bigger and leaner, right?
Yeah.
But when Psycho Lewis said he's not chasing glutes, you kind of like, he wasn't going to be supremely conditioned. But dude, look at that, man! Look at that shape.
Well, here we're looking at the side try, and his 2 things. I love Andrew's physique. You know that. So when I'm critiquing, his gut is popping out a little. He's not keeping that sucked in, and that his hamstring from the side. He needs better hamstrings, or he's not moving up. When he gets bigger hamstrings and his posing improves, because he doesn't present himself, somebody who's a master poser could present that incredible physique and just make it that much more impressive. He still needs to really hammer that posing and get better. Yeah. Let's look at the next. Who else I got? Well, okay. Well, here's the man of the hour, because I had I want to make sure Giles isn't on. Yeah, I had sort of written him off after that press conference where he took off his shirt. The lighting was crap, and he looked way off to me. I was like, oh no, he's not even going to be top 5. But man, this guy brought it. I thought he had torn this bicep. I don't know. You see a little bit of bruising there? Does it look like? Your audio is going crazy, haywire on me. Try that again, Mike. Your Wi-Fi. He's in a hurricane zone, guys. So forgive him if his Wi-Fi is not the greatest. But we'll see if his audio comes back. Yeah, he's going to come back. So Samson, man, this is a Mr. Olympia physique. We've been saying, a lot of us, that when Samson brings that extra level of condition, and I'm not even sure he needs to be any more conditioned than this. He wasn't as conditioned from the back as Derek was, but Milos, his former coach for about 3 years, Milos says, "There you go, Mike. We're back. Let's hear how you sound."
Check 1 2, check 1 2.
Yeah, you sound good. So I was just saying, Samson didn't bring that extra level of condition that we wanted to see, but Milos has been saying for a couple of years, #bodybuilding. It's a physique contest. It's not a glute contest. It's not a condition contest. Who's got the best combination of all the attributes? And a lot of people last night watching this felt Samson Dauda deserves the nod for the win over both Derek and Hadi Choopan.
Based on the criteria of bodybuilding, right? The overall flow, structure, condition is a component of it. But I think sometimes too, Ron, we get so hung up on condition. He's not off, but he's not Derek, right? He's in that Derek Hadi graininess, but the overall flow of his physique, and he is conditioned. But like I said, the press conference, but like I said, it's a lot goes those last 24 hours, a lot can happen, but that is a Mr. Olympia physique. When I think of Mr. Olympia, like Haney, big guys, right?
Yeah.
That's what I see. You know what I mean?
Chris Griffin, the goon, who's 6'4", 6'5" himself, he said Samson looked like a boy between, a man between two boys, that's kind of an insult because Hadi and Derek are men. They're not boys. But I understand what he means. He's so much taller, so much wider. He's a 6 foot tall guy standing next to two guys who are, I don't know, you stood next to Lunsford. What do you give him? 5'6", 5'5"?
He's exactly my height, 5'6". I'm 5'6", right?
Okay. And Hadi's shorter than that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Hadi's about 5'5", bro. He's a little bit shorter.
So yeah, a lot of people would love to see a taller guy be Mr. Olympia and carry that aesthetic look, because it's hard for a shorter guy to look aesthetic when they have all the mass that's required to be a Mr. Olympia in 2024.
And you got to be careful when you're a shorter guy, Ron. Is just you can max out. Derek's getting big. He got big. Like he's very big. He's a lot bigger than he was last year. And you got to be careful. Like gaining that extra size with your height, man. It's just you lose your lines, and he's known for his lines. And that's one thing that front double bicep, that pose right there.
Yeah. When
he walked out last year, we think we all were just sat back. Like, what is that? But it's just not the same quality, right? He's not off. He's off for Derek from what we've known, what he's presented to us in the past, right? The quad thing is real, and the detail in that quad. Remember that ab thigh last year was just sliced. They were just dice and dice, and that pose right there is. I don't know.
These quads look to me the way, for him, this would be like a 4 weeks out look in the lower body. And I was saying,
remember when he was 212 and he would start coming down, and he would post those pictures of how full blown his quads were.
Yeah,
they looked like they downsized like that a little bit for some reason. But he killed them. He was killing them all prep.
Yeah, I don't. They looked bigger in every Instagram picture and video I saw. It's this one on the left, his right quad. Like I said, I don't know if he's got an injury or what happened, but something's up with that quad. It's not. I never noticed the difference in quad size like that before. I think there was a slight difference before, but so yeah, he wins all back shots. There's no doubt. He's got the back shots sewed up. Side leg looks better here in the picture than I remember from the videos.
That right there with the stomach and the side tricep, he's got it. And it's funny, that video that JM put out there yesterday, when he was going through some compulsories, I'm not sure when he went to Pittsburgh, but the chest had detail in his chest. Maybe because he was fuller, but he was having some trouble with that pose, which they all do because they're so big. But Ron, the judges see these things, right? And if we see them, they're right there. So it's just the little things make a big difference in physiques, man. And it goes a long way.
Yeah. I just want to give credit for the photographer, Jeff Robinson. I'm not familiar with him, but Stage Time Photo, since we are referencing all of these. So if Mr. Olympia is one from the back, but that doesn't really mean anything, that phrase. If it is, then Derek wins again. Oh, yeah, sure. But I see what you're saying right here. the quad detail. He had feathers in those quads last year. Where are they?
Lights out feathers, bro. And the ab, I look the abs. I'm sure you heard the criticism of the abs. The abs are better. It's just not. That's an awkward pose. So some guys just certain poses kind of look different.
Yeah.
That ab thigh isn't lights out. It is for Hadi, but we're just running. I don't know. Like I don't know who's gonna win the show, bro. This guy is my pick to win.
A lot of people have Hadi winning. Obviously we know his fans have him winning, but a lot of other people who are a little more objective and don't have any skin in the game, they see Hadi as winning his title back. So let's take a look at him. Front double looks really good. Nice vacuum. His thighs are bigger and more detailed than Derek's for sure. So far, so good. Not the best Hadi. This isn't as good as tight and dry as he was at the Arnold, but he does have till tonight to remedy that. And we've seen him do that before.
I think they're all coming back tonight looking absolutely insane. I think it'll be a different ball game for a lot of these guys to come back a lot tighter and fuller.
So this is where Derek beat him last year, was from the back. And again, I do see Derek was leaner and tighter. The glutes and the lower lats, everything was tighter on Derek.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that doesn't look like an issue of water right here. I think that's body fat, like a smidge of body fat. I'm being very, very critical here because we have to. We're trying to decide between three guys who are – I almost see it as a three-way tie right now between those three.
I can guarantee there's not more than one, maybe 2 points separating all of them. Like, I don't know the score sheets, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be. There's nobody got a perfect score.
Yeah, whoever wins, it's not going to be straight. Was it 5-5-5? You're not going to see that on the scorecard. No. Yeah, Hadi's back looks a lot softer than Derek's for sure, but he's harder from the front. So what do you do?
It's just every guy that's top three, they've got something, right? Every guy's got something that we like. It's just they don't have everything, right? Some years just lights out. Hadi's coming to these Olympias looking phenomenal, like where he probably should have won.
Yeah,
but it's just we're dealing with the human body, man, and just the slightest miscalculation. I mean, Derek was dry and hard last year, not so much this year. It's minute details, Ron, that make the biggest difference. And we don't know what they're doing backstage, if they're eating or if they're not eating or sipping water. So,
well, Martin was a surprise. He wasn't really surprised. We knew he looked good. We saw him win Detroit. I was there at New York Pro, and a lot of people had him beating Nick Walker at the New York Pro. He damn near did. He came very, very close. But shocker he was one of those sleepers, dark horses, because top three we kind of had. We knew Derek and Hadi were going to be up there. Most of us assumed Samson, unless he screwed up, he was going to be top three again, or top four at the worst. A lot of us were hoping. We're drinking the Andrew Jack Kool-Aid. I'm still drinking it. And we thought this would be the year Andrew would get past Samson. Clearly not going to happen this time. But Martin might get it from the way the judging was going. And, of course, things change. But right now, I think Martin's a solid fourth place.
Solid for you to make up, Ron. Just dropping some water may not make up that difference. But this kid trains hard. He's us. But he's bigger. He's bigger. He's a meathead. Loves bodybuilding, kills himself in the gym. Him and Brett are kind of leaning towards that Branch and Johnny territory with their training. Not yet. They're getting there. But they kill it in the gym. And he improves every show. Yeah. Like this kid remember from Texas when he did Texas? He's gotten better every single show. And too, I was listening to one of his interviews. He's a smart kid, pharmacology, going to school for pharmacology.
Oh, wow.
He's very intelligent. High school was getting straight A's. Very intelligent kid, man. Got his head on right. And, Hostile rewarded him with that new deal. So the future's bright for Martin. And he showed it, man. Just every Olympia, we got a new face. We got a new star. And I think tonight the fans are going to see this kid and get behind him. And, Martin may be not the breakout star, but he may have a great debut for his Olympia, man. This kid's got everything.
His stock definitely went up based on this one show. Detroit was only 7 guys. New York Pro, aside from Nick, it wasn't that tough a show. It really wasn't. But this is the Olympia, and right now, probably the only people beating him are the guys who were top 3 last year, 2 of whom were Mr. Olympia champions.
Not bad.
He's got everything. He's got shape, size, detail, and he's young. He's still getting better all the time.
And listen, if you're fourth best in the world, Arnold's coming up, man. Like, we don't know if Derek's going to do it, if Hadi's going to be able to get back in. So that Arnold for Martin, I know Samson's probably going to do it. Andrew said he was. So Martin can make a nice payday, with this show and the Arnold coming up if he decides to do it. It's just, it's a bright future for this kid. So you don't want him to blow his physique out to get too big, but he seems like he's got a good head on his shoulder. And listen, he didn't lose a lot next to Hadi. He wasn't getting outclassed, man. He wasn't getting destroyed when he stood next to Hadi.
No, not at all. I mean, that's very few people in the world can say that. Hadi's one of the greatest of our generation. You got to give the guy his props. And yeah, he held it. He was right there with them. Didn't get, and he's confident. I love that he's going up against these guys who are, close to living legends already at this point, like Hadi, and not scared. So here was top three again, man. So it's going to be some combination of these guys for 1, 2, and 3. It's so close, so close.
It's funny how different photos give you different looks, right? Like certain angles do. Like this picture, like with the video, Samson, he was good, but we kind of didn't see everything. But the pictures, amongst these pictures right here, it's just like, God damn.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful physique, man, for a guy that. And I'm a little guy. I'm a short dude. I like the short guys, but
sure. Yeah. So again, here's another thing. These guys need to, same thing as Andrew. That side try, you got to keep that belly sucked in. You can't let it pop out like that.
We see it, the judges see it. It makes a big difference in your physique, with this. And you got a lot of good posing guys out there. You know what I mean? Like Cormier is always available. And when you listen to him talk about physiques, he breaks it down so well, and how just a little twist of the hip, or you twist your elbow this way, just little stuff can make a big difference in how you present your physique. And listen, we're not telling some of those guys they don't know, but when you're up there, sometimes you may forget. We forgot to hold our stomachs in there. It happens. And when you're dealing with like 290 pounds, I'm sure it's a little bit difficult to keep everything nice and compact.
True. But at the same time, I think posing is probably the easiest fix possible, because say somebody needs to bring up their hamstrings, they might never do that. Years could go by. Like, I'm not saying this is going to happen to Andrew, but I've seen guys that needed to bring a body part up and it just never happened. Condition, some guys never got the condition that we wanted to see, but posing, if you're willing to learn and really put the time in, and you're working with a good posing coach, anybody can become a much better poser. Anybody. I've seen a lot of guys drastically improve their posing.
And the guys are out there for help. Like, in this day and age, bro, there's nothing you can't find, right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't have a posing coach. I was muscle and fitness, but these guys, you can reach out to somebody and take care of it. But again, we're nitpicking. Like, that's a great shot right there.
Yeah.
That's a great comparison.
Yeah, these pictures are definitely sharpened a little bit for sure, but it's only enhancing what's already there.
Right.
Like they're drawing in striations or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, it looks closer between them here than it did in the videos.
It's gonna make for a great finals, man. It's gonna make for very interesting finals.
What's funny is you heard Ciccarello saying a few times there's absolutely no filming, and I'm seeing all these videos that were clearly shot. This is somebody with a cell phone sitting way up front.
And it's funny, like when you're at the show, you see them filming too. I'm not trying to snitch somebody out, but
no.
You know what I mean? Like,
now
watch for Classic. I guarantee there'll be 1,000 cameras and videos going with Classic.
Oh, dude! I mean, Ramones fans, Bumstead fans, they're rabid. Yeah. So here, Derek's legs, they look much smaller in comparison to his upper body. I really fear for him, because I like Derek a lot. I get upset when people make fun of he's a Jesus freak. He's just that. Nobody ever said that about Hadi or Rami, who are devout Muslim.
No.
Nobody gives them crap for being religious and having faith, but Derek gets crapped on for that. I don't know why.
I think sometimes people get uncomfortable with religion, right? And somebody that wears which I respect that kid for doing that, man. You know what I mean? Sure. He's putting it out there. But like you said, Rami, Hadi, nobody says anything. And I think, not to digress, but I think the climate of political climate. So if one of us said that about that religion,
yes,
the wrath of God or Allah is going to come down on us.
There'd be hell to pay. Put it that way.
Oh, they'll find me here in Newport.
Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, guy. Derek looks really good. I just don't know if he's going to hold on to this thing.
And that's where we're at, though, Brian. That's where we're at in the sport. Like, there's no consensus dominant guy in our sport. There's no Sidney Gillen. There's no Andrea Shaw. It's those guys have legacies. We got, they're probably a 19th Mr. Olympia today. Next year, a 20th Mr. Olympia. So those days of, Heath, Dorian, Ronnie, Haney, not in our lifetime, dude. There's maybe some kid that's 10 years old that is going to be amazing when we're 70 years old that's dominating, right? But not amongst this crop.
I personally, I like it. I mean, I was a huge, I started reading the magazines with Lee Haney. I think you did too. I think that was your era. Loved it. Loved Lee. Loved Dorian after him, Ronnie. But it got boring. It really got boring after a while. You know who's going to win. Now, Ronnie would come out. They give him like one comparison. Same thing with Dorian. And then it was like, okay, now we're going to see who's going to be second, third, fourth, fifth. This we don't know. We're going to the finals of the Mr. Olympia not having any idea who the winner is. And that doesn't happen. That hasn't happened since 2017. Yeah. Andrew, your time is coming. I'm sure he's not going to let this, if he takes fourth or fifth tonight, I'm sure he's not going to be happy about it, but I hope he keeps his head high. He came in too heavy. Simple thing. Everybody you got to try things. Come in too light sometimes, like Clarita did in the 212. Sometimes you take a risk, you take a gamble, and it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't. This time it didn't.
Again, it's just, and we got another. He can redeem himself in like 4 months, right? In 6 months, there's a chance to redeem himself. There's a chance to make a hell of a payday, like $500,000, right?
Yep.
So it's part. This is what we live. This is what we live for every October. The collateral damage after the finals. It's just, and we just gear up for that cycle once again. After the show, you've got the European shows, and then a little lull, and then guess what? January, Arnold Classic is coming up, bro.
Yeah, I want to mention Hunter because I saw some comments in one of these saying, "Why do you think he's the most? He seems to be like the most hated man on the Olympia stage, and he's the nicest guy, Hunter." It's just, to me, it's just jealousy that his dad was Lee Labrada. I mean, he hasn't been given gifts. Maybe that fourth place that 1 year at the Olympia, his second time up there, that was a little bit of a gift. He shouldn't have been that high, but he worked hard. He's been working hard for everything.
And structurally, Ron, he's not bad structurally, right? There's a few things there. With this, it's just he's a little watery.
Yeah.
But again, what happened if he dries out tonight? Where does that put Hunter? Where does that put him again? Next to Rafa, next to Martin, next to Andrew. So I got Hunter in 6th or 7th, maybe. I like him better than Rafa. To tell you the truth, I know Giles had it the other way around.
Right.
But I just like his structure a little bit better than Brandao.
Yeah, Brandao, we'll get back to him there. To me, he still looks like he needs more size.
And it didn't look like in the pictures. None of the pictures from the Arnold to a couple of days out, it was a dramatic difference, man.
Yeah.
But he's just got to keep the shapes there. But like you said, can he add that necessary size? Everybody can. And once you start getting older, it's harder to put on. Nobody's going to pull a 2003 run. That's not happening. So these guys got to gradually add the size necessary. And again, with him, it's just, the glutes and hams. I hate saying that, but that's just kind of.
That was buys and tries. All right, so that was buys and tries. Let's go to who is the best bodybuilder. I like the titles.
These are great.
All right, so here's some good video of Samson. Yeah, I mean, I've been called the Samson kiss ass. I've been called the Samson hater. Everything in between. I'd be very, very happy for this guy if he walks away with the Olympia title tonight. I don't know what's going to happen.
I would too, but I just, it's going to be funny. The comments after the show tonight, when their guy doesn't win, it's going to be just, with Samson he's got everything. We're looking for the fewest flaws, right?
Yeah.
Structurally, he's got the fewest flaws, but the condition isn't there. So like you said, I'd hate to be an Olympia judge. I judge for a little bit, but this level, when you got contracts and all kind of things on the line, man, it's a lot of pressure. That's why God bless him. But you know what? Tyler's going to make that video probably tomorrow, Monday.
Monday. He'll explain. Yeah, I mean, I give Tyler a lot of credit because in the old days, you got the results, you saw the scorecards, that's it. There was never an explanation.
Nope.
You know, even that year, 97, when they shuffled around the top 6 after the show.
Can you imagine they did that here? What?
That would never fly today. Never.
Oh, my, it could be a riot.
So,
they would storm the Pittsburgh office, the NPC office in Pittsburgh, and that happened.
So you and I, because we're older, we just sort of roll our eyes when they say, "Oh, the judging, it's all politics. It's this, it's that."
No idea.
Dude, you should have been around friggin' 30 years ago and seen the shit that went down. It was
1990, bro. That's all you got to say is 1990.
Yeah, I mean, there were years when Lee Haney, we love Lee, but 1990, he was so off at that Olympia in Chicago, the year they drug tested. Dorian won a couple Olympias that were very, very questionable. Your Wi-Fi is going wacky again, Mike. Yeah, we're losing your audio again, Mike. Doggone Hurricane Milton. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfect. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. You sound good now.
Yeah, I'm going into our spare room where the Wi-Fi is actually located.
Yeah, it's crazy. We all have to sort of find those spots in our house where we have the best Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, look at this. I'm right next to the router.
So Heidi, I call him Heidi. No, it's Hadi. Sorry. Oh my God, we have 271 comments. So maybe we better start getting to them, huh? See if there's anything we need to address. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all joining in because like last night, for those who are just joining us or joining us recently, we had almost 5,000 of you watching last night and commenting. And dopey me, I screwed up by using too much of the pay-per-view footage that I had recorded clips of, and I didn't think people wanted to look at me and Mike and Giles's faces talking for an hour and a half. So I was leaving those up on screen way too long. So I got a copyright strike and the video's gone. So how much bigger Samson looks when the other two aren't allowed to stand in front of him. I think he looks bigger when they are in front of him. They weren't standing in front of him, were they? I don't know.
In the box. Stay in the box.
Tiger's not here this morning. I think he's sleeping. No, what time? He's not sleeping now. The ring light is distracting. No, that's not the ring light. That's don't worry about my ring light, guys. Just watch this. Watch the middle. Derek won this. More Diddy oil needed. Yeah, we got a lot of negative feedback on the lighting. Basically, it was the backdrop, the dark backdrop. Someone like Hadi, that complexion, it didn't hurt him, but I think it hurt guys like Curry, like Andrew, like Samson, with the really dark complexion. Yeah, Akeem, it sort of blended in. But you know, what are you going to do? They need to have these spectacular production values because they want this to be on par with a UFC fight or a Super Bowl halftime show. So they spent a lot of money on the stage and on this lighting and these screens. You know, you guys want like a black curtain from 1965 or something, and they're not going to do that again. Thank you, Thomas. You were here.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You got to show the sponsors too. The sponsors they pay big money to be seen too. You know what I mean? So you got to show them.
John Jewett for the win. No, I don't know about that guy. I better go to like a group shot here while we're leaving all this up.
Just in case.
Yeah, because I don't want to leave Hadi up the whole time. It's not fair to all the other guys. Hadi plays dead center. Well, the final call out had all three guys change places, so they all got to be in dead center. Hadi will win. Shocking. Unpopular opinion. None of the top three displays of Mr. O'Worthy. Oh, a far cry from Phil Ryan. Well, I think you probably will agree with me. We seem to have similar opinions, Mike. Phil at his best, Ronnie at his best, Dorian at his best would have won this show hands down. Any of those three.
Easily, dude. Come on. It's just, but this is the physique. This is what we have. We can't. I love to hark back to the golden days, but this is where we're at. These are the physiques we have. You know.
Yeah. I can't show you the live stream, Derek. That's how I got a copyright strike, and I got the video taken down. You get 3 strikes, and guess what? Your channel is gone. You're done. Yeah. You're done. I mean, I think that's what happened at Trigilli.
Yeah.
I miss Lee Haney time. No social, no YouTube. Everybody specialist. Can't go back in time. How would Walker have done Loho? No idea. Yeah, the Nick Walker fans are going to be out in force now. Samson Hadi should take it this year. Yeah, I did. Did you have Derek in third, Mike, last night?
I have Derek a solid third place, bro. Like solid third place.
Yeah, that front lat spread was cringy for me. I was not loving that front lat
It
spread.
wasn't the same as it was last year. It's like he changed that pose, like totally.
Doesn't look as bad.
Remember last year the lats hung, but not his almost like his hands were in front of his abs more to show a bigger chest, but it blocked out the lat spread.
Yeah, I mean he's starting to look blocky, which some people can get away with it, but these are shorter guys, and the legs do not look great there. He's got one smaller, and the separation detail in the legs is just not what it was.
It's a big difference.
Yikes! Andrew shoved aside. Terrible. He was pushed aside. That teardrop though, bro. Who's teardrop? Should put Jack in the middle once. Sure.
Yeah.
Chest is bigger and striation with condition similar last year's bigger. Derek for the win. I didn't see any striations in Derek's chest. I mean, a little bit. Nothing.
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
I mean, let's go to a most muscular.
And that might be a genetic thing too. Like everybody just doesn't have that crazy striated chest.
Right. Yeah, there you see it. I mean, Hadi, it's a different. He's not hitting the crab, but Hadi's chest is so splintered and striated. I agree. I don't know if Derek's ever going to have that because I don't see it changing from year to year the way I would want to. Brother Derek needs more detail. I mean, we've been saying that for a while.
Yep.
Come tonight, Samson, Derek, or Hadi. Yeah, it's one of those three. The video was taken down by YouTube. It was the Mr. Olympia prejudging. I know. Yeah, Munib, I'm well aware. Believe me. Thank you, Ricky. Yeah, believe me, it happened right. We were about an hour and 10, 15 minutes into the video, and Mike and Giles were troopers staying up so late. Giles was up super early. I know he doesn't typically wake up that early. What was the deal with Andrew Jack? No midsection control. Yeah, wasn't controlling his midsection. I know you could see he didn't feel he was at his best. I could see a lack of
face said it all too. If you look at his face, you can see like it just wasn't. He looked angry. Like, see that?
Yeah.
He's so big though. Look at all that muscle on his up top, dude.
Oh, anyone who's going to write this guy off is, don't. This is one bad showing. It's not bad. He's still going to be top 5 in the world, 4th or 5th, which is, he's not going down. He was 5th place last year, 7th place the year before that. He's not going down. He's probably holding steady 5th place. He might move up to 4th tonight. We don't know. So do not write this guy off. Do not.
He can still win the Olympia though. Like that's what crazy. I think people nowadays, if you're off for one show, they're like, oh, you're done. You suck. Yeah. But that's not how it works. Look at that shot, man.
That's crazy. I would take that comment away. That's the detail from the front is where Hadi just murders so many people.
Jesus.
Carrie Garland is actually Derek's mother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Scott Lunsford, who is Derek's dad. That's his wife.
Okay.
And she's saying shocked Andrew was prepared. Yeah, Carrie. I'm with you. I'm kind of shocked too. I thought he deserved to stand there. I know he was off, so they're trying to get through this because, to the Olympia's credit, once again, they didn't make the guys wait till last. I don't know if everyone realized this. If you didn't watch pay-per-view, 212 and Wellness went on after the Open last night, so they didn't make them wait all night long, which has been a huge complaint thus far. So, Mike the Corn King. Sometimes people say corn instead of porn. Have you noticed that? I don't think you can say porn
on YouTube.
Yeah, porn is like a bad word. You can't say porn. Derek might have done enough to win. His quads out his chest look a bit. No, his quads don't look more dialed in, Mike. No. Jack is the epitome of Mr. O. I don't know. This year, I'd say Samson is. Are these guys natty? I would say no.
I love it.
Nice pit bull there, Rivera. Posing was terrible. Yeah, I agree. Andrew looked not so much like he didn't want to be there, but you can see when people are confident when they know they brought their best, and you can see when they know they didn't, but they're sticking it out. What's he gonna do? Withdraw? Say, nah, forget it. I'm not gonna win, so I quit.
And Brandon was professional, right? And because even that second call out, he came out, he did his pose. He kind of, Brandon was bigger. His legs looked bigger, but it's just.
Hey, this is a legit question. Keon, who won the 212 Olympia, Take a look at him. Would he have been able to place? He said, find some footage of him. I don't know.
He wouldn't beat Martin.
Yeah, true.
He just needs that maturity, that granite. He may not be able to get that granny hardness either, dude. Like, but he's so young, we don't know. Like,
I mean, look at that though. I mean, from the back, he could be a little more dialed in, but this is pretty damn tight. He's not far off from where we want him to be. Look at that hamstring, how dug out that is. I thought he brought a tremendous package.
That's pretty, man. That's just a pretty physique, bro.
So,
like,
I said my theory last night. I say he wins this probably 3-4 more times, Keon, and then he outgrows the division. He either takes a year off or just a few months, however long it takes him to show up at 220, because he was 205 here. I've heard from various reports, 220 pounds with like 15 more pounds of mass with this shape. I think he's Mr. Olympia, or he's at least in the running for it.
Yeah. I mean, like with more muscle in that frame and that waist like that, that would be just cartoonish, bro. Like just cartoonish. Thicker pecs, bigger lats, everything bigger in that physique.
Yeah,
it's scary. It's gonna be scary for the people.
So Hadi's catchphrase will probably be "dry like the desert." Like Rami kept saying, "Winter is coming," the Game of Thrones thing, because Hadi said that during the press conference. Dry like the desert. I definitely didn't do Andrew any favor. Yeah, we put a lot of the fans and the media, we put a lot of pressure on Andrew because we were expecting like the second coming of Ronnie and Flex, and everybody rolled into one. And when he didn't deliver on that, we're like, And
fans turn on you, bro. Fans will turn on you like this. Your Texas, he was, we love him. And I would love to see some in the comments now. Oh, Andrew sucks. Come on, dude.
Yeah, that's coming. Don't worry. That's coming soon. Andrew sucks. He's horrible. Yeah, he's terrible. He's not horrible. He doesn't suck, guys. Come on now.
Best in the world. You know what I mean? Not too bad place.
Still understand why it's 2 days. Oh, they've been doing this for, I think they started that in like 98, 97, the 2 days.
97, back, Long Beach.
Yeah, I mean, Mike and I remember, you older guys will, the Mr. Olympia was a standalone event. Ms. Olympia was a different city, different state, sometimes different country, a month away. They were nowhere near each other. So it was only a 1 day show for each of them. Mr. Olympia judging would be like at noon. Yeah. We're going to go get something to eat, come back at like 7. They did the finals and boop, you're done. One division. But we have 11 divisions now. Hadi needs to fill out more. Do you think Hadi looked flat, Mike?
He didn't look flat. He didn't look flat at all. He just wasn't as crisp as and it was too. His legs weren't from the front. They were great. It just looked like he needed more depth from the hamstring from the back, but he wasn't. He didn't look flat at all. He maybe need to dry out a little bit. If he dries out a little bit, it'd be a different look. But it's just he set the bar in Columbus right so high. These guys, the last image we have of them is at their last show, right? And so we expect Arnold Classic Hadi. But it's the body's different. Everything's going to be different. So, but he wasn't flat.
Samson's serving a lot of crow. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think Samson was even going to be top 3 this year. The way he looked in France, I thought it was a mistake. But I think him and Marlena, his coach, also his wife, they learned a couple things from France. He looked way better here than I thought he would. So I give this guy a lot of credit. Happy for him.
Work in progress, man.
Yeah, Samson lower abs, weak and bloated. Hadi had him in this pose. Yeah, I mean, Hadi beats everyone in the ab and thigh pose.
That's done. Nobody's touching Hadi in that pose. Period.
So we got it. Do we have that here? No. Yeah, I mean, some poses like Derek. Nobody's beating Derek in the back poses, but we have all kinds of poses. There's 7 mandatory poses. Yeah, we don't have it there. Yeah, we got a lot of comments, man. I won't keep you too long. Justin Yax, Andrew hurt his midsection. Why do we keep hearing that? Because I've never heard that from anyone in Andrew's camp. When they did that arm training video, he used a weird phrase. He had trapped air in his back, but it seemed to me like in the back, like in the bottom of the rib cage area on one side, that they were trying to massage Chris Psycho Fitness Lewis. I've had that. It feels like one of your ribs has popped out and somebody needs to pop it back in. I used to have that. It's a very painful thing. Andrew should have been compared. Agreed. Derek best back. Well, if it's a back and glute contest,
Give
He's
Derek 10.
still Mr. Olympia. Yes.
Give him 10 if you're doing back and glutes, right?
When classic physique, read the bottom, that thing going across the screen, Rumsey Din. It's about 2.5 hours away. It's going to be 9.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
9:30. I'll be watching, but I won't be recording too much.
Oh, yeah.
Not at the field. Andrew got too big. Yeah, he came in too heavy.
Here's the heavy.
Who's 5'11"? Samson? I've stood next to him. I'm pretty sure he's every bit as
tall, bro.
Samson and Andrew's definitely well over 6 foot. He's definitely 6'2". Andrew better in Texas. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think they just tried to come in bigger and fuller, and I'm not really sure why. I think they're afraid of looking flat and stringy because he is tall and he's got those long limbs. Yeah. You take a chance. Sometimes it works in your favor. Sometimes we all want Samson Andrew. Yeah, maybe we'll get that tonight. I bet Weinberger does that tonight. I bet they give. They listen to the fans. They're trying to judge the show fairly, but they also want to give the fans the comparisons they want if it's warranted. They're not going to place some guy who's horrible next to someone who's a top 3 guy just to make the fans happy. But I think Andrew deserves a legitimate comparison. I think tonight he'll get that. Mayor of Bodybuilding, 5'11" Samson. He sucks now because he's not 6 foot. He's only 5'11".
Little guy.
Like on the dating profiles, a lot of women say 6 foot or over only. So too bad, Samson. Derek's name was already on the Sandow, bro. No, it's not.
No, go on.
Hit the like button. Thank you, Dan, Mayor of Bodybuilding.
Mayor.
No way Derek in the lead.
No, I don't think he's leading it. I don't think he's in first place, to tell you the truth.
The legs are really bothering me. That pose, you don't see it, but they're really a liability this year. That's where you see that. He can't hide it in that front double in the front lat.
That shows all. That shows everything, man.
It's very distracting. Derek doing legs in front. Derek's legs. I don't know. I don't know if they just look bigger on Instagram, like weeks ahead of time, or if they actually do really lose a lot of size and fullness as he dials into contest condition. That's not. Well, thank you, Carrie. Thank you. Appreciate that. And she could say, "How dare you?" She could be like, "You a-holes, you're saying my son-in-law is not going to win." But no, she's being very objective because he could win. I mean, we've seen it happen. And if he tightens up tonight, because I think that's one thing that's hurting him, is a little soft from the front.
Yeah.
He's hard as nails from the back. If he dials in his condition better tonight, everyone's got some kind of flaw. All these guys, something. Nobody's perfect.
There's no Bob Paris up here.
Politics still matters. Nah, the old days, dude.
Not like, I don't think I'm out of the circle, but the judging is so fair now. It's not even fun. Even in other divisions, right? It's not. It's just fair.
I drank the Kool-Aid. Mayor drank the Martin Kool-Aid too. Yeah.
Definitely, bro.
Derek or Samson wins apples, oranges. Well, I mean, Hadi and Derek have such similar types of physiques. It would be such a crazy changing of the guard for the Olympia to have someone with a Samson, that type of physique.
Yeah.
And after that, I think an improved Andrew Jack next time has a good chance because they're very comparable looks. And Andrew just needs to work on a couple things. Derek, absolutely. There's Jen. Appreciate you joining. Very glad you didn't stay up last night, Jen, because the video got taken down about an hour and it just went boop and it was gone. So Derek, Hadi, Samson. So appreciate all you guys on the live right now. I'm staying far away from, I have a lot of stuff that I taped from the pay-per-view, and I'm not going to be showing you any of it because I don't want my channel taken down. Go back to conference here with the announcer said to Derek, bro. I'm not doing that right now.
Okay.
Hadi still got it, man. Crew chest is beating Hadi with size.
Back is broken spinal. That's the best name ever.
I don't know if Derek's beating Hadi with size. I don't know if I agree with that. Hadi's pretty damn thick.
Hadi's dense. Hadi's varied, and the training style leads to that density. But too, man, that training style, it scares you seeing him lift those weights so close to the show.
Yeah. I mean, we've said that when I was with Power Hours, like, if Hadi was supervising his workouts because he's been in Texas at Hani's gym for weeks now. Hadi must be okay with it, or else he wouldn't let him do that. Because that's his guy. He's an Evogen athlete. He sponsors him, And he's a Mr. Olympia champ. He doesn't want Hadi getting hurt.
No,
Nobody wants anyone
that's
getting
for
hurt.
sure.
Yeah, there's Derek. I mean, I don't know, man. Derek could change. They can all change tonight. So this top 3 is up in the air. It's really up in the air. These aren't the greatest shots.
It'll be interesting, man.
Man, oh man. Yeah, we've got a battle on.
We got a good one, bro.
We got
a damn good one.
But that's good. Derek clears Hadi was back. Hadi's finishing over Samson. Who was the 212 champ? Jen, that was Keon Pearson. Very, very clear, decisive win by Keon.
Yeah.
Should I go to that?
Keon killed it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, Sean came in lighter. They told him to bring his midsection down. In the process, he lost a lot of pop and fullness. His legs really, really showed the downsizing Clarita.
I like that. I like the full of Clarita, though, man. I do like that look. I think he just gave up a lot of size. It just wasn't the same. He was freaky with that, that Clarita, that full blast and full freak factor, which wasn't there this year. But even if it was, dude, Keon, he good. He's just good.
Community guidelines. You MFs want Derek to win for obvious reasons. I don't know who the MFs are. If it's me or people it must be in the chat because we've been very
MF, bro. Why am I MF?
No, he's not talking about us. He's talking about the people in the chat who are saying Derek's clear winner. The Hadsman is Hadi, I guess. Yeah, he won that. Did Natalia win last night? No, Sarah Villegas won her 4th title. She beat Natalia.
I thought Natalia had that too.
And Sydney Gillen won her 8th figure Olympia title and retired. And she's still so young, 31, 32.
Jesus.
And she's done, just like Lee Haney walked away with 8 at 8:31. But the great thing about that is now Jessica Reyes Padilla might finally get to win because I think she's been second the last 3 years in a row.
Yeah, like that. Now, see, that's going to be interesting next year heading in that because there's like 5 girls that can win that show. But I'm pulling for Jessica just to get over the hump, man. She's been patient, put her time in. She's winning. She won a lot of shows, so
yeah,
now's the time.
And she's not getting any younger. She's a reigning Masters Olympia champion. Bodybuilders Without Borders. This is Daniel's page. I didn't even look at his page, but there's a good one to leave up. Side by side. Well, they're not hitting the same shots, unfortunately, but still, it's pretty good. Samson's back is soft. I wouldn't say soft. Could it be a little drier? Sure.
They all could.
Yeah. Like I said, you can nitpick any of these guys and say they're lacking this or that. Derek is not winning. His youngsters come in much improved. Spent all year training for one show.
Do you think maybe Derek doing more shows may help him out if he does a little more shows? Because he hasn't done a lot of shows, right? So it's just really you train all year, you diet all year. Maybe doing multiple shows may help. Who knows?
I mean, if I'm Derek, $500,000 for the Arnold Classic. Why would you turn that down? Assuming he wins, if he wins tonight, I would definitely say, why don't I just do the Arnold too? Because I just beat everyone in the world again.
Exactly.
$500,000 is $500,000.
Yes, that's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of cash.
He's winning $400,000 if he wins this. He won $400,000 last year. I'm sure Evagen pays him very well, but he's got a new baby, and this is a sport where you never know. Anything can happen. You could tear a pec. Anything can happen, and your career could be over just like that. So, business to bodybuilding, as Sean Ray says, make that money while you can make it.
Yep, do it, man. You got to get paid, bro. Why not? Listen. Even if he places 3rd here, he's beaten Samson and Hadi before, right? And so whatever's wrong could be a quick fix. 500,000 is 500,000.
Big Herd, why are you following bodybuilding if you don't want to? Obviously, yeah, we have to look at other men's bodies. Yeah, so he's trolling. Derek's legs will fill out the finals. I don't think they can fill out that much. No. That one leg is drastically downsized, and he needs more detail. He can get them tighter. I've seen condition and dryness change drastically in 24 hours. I have not seen when someone's got one limb that's downsized. You can't glycogen load one leg or one arm. You can't cardio. Essential stuff rolls on his lower back. Oof.
These guys are brutal.
Yeah, they are. Derek usually brings the finals. Yeah, I mean they all do. I can't think of one case recently where anybody looked worse.
No, they don't. They all.
Because the Arnold is a 2-day show and the Olympia is a 2-day show. Typically, everybody looks better the second night, I think.
Y'all do. Get some food, man.
What is it? Burger and fries. Burger and fries.
There you go.
Martin is going to be the next Phil in 2 to 3 years' time. What do you think about that statement, Mike?
Listen, when you invoke Phil's name or Ronnie's name or Lee Haney listen, Martin's great, but there's one Phil Heath. He's called the gift for a reason, bro. Okay, so let Martin be the best Martin.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guilty of it. I compare people to greats all the time. Yeah. So I'm just as guilty of as anybody else, but nobody's a clone of anybody else. There's no more Levronis out there. There's no more Flex Wheelers. Nobody's a Sean Ray. Nobody's a Phil Heath or Ronnie. Those are one-offs. We're never going to see anyone exactly like that again, and that's good. And go ahead.
Classic took a lot of talent pool too. You know, I mean, the Classic guys, a lot of talent pool there that would be great. Mike Sommerfeld would be a great bodybuilder.
100%.
If he 100%, I love that gets with it.
I mean, even Bumstead, but the people don't realize how much mass they would have to add to be a great open. I mean, Bumstead's like 240 on stage right now. He would need to be about 270 on stage to really make an impact at a show like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That props. Martin, most improved. Yeah. I'd give him most improved. Derek, a burger and fries, and it's over. We just said that about Hadi. Well, what if they all have a burger and fries? And what do they all win? Yeah. The back is broken. Yeah, that is a good nickname. Martin and Hunter look great. Thank you, Karen, for piping in. Yeah.
That is the greatest. My back is broken spinal. That is the great. Every time I see that, I say it in Mike Tyson's voice. So
is that something Mike Tyson said?
Dude, they asked Mike Tyson one time at a fight what was wrong. He goes, "My back is broken." The guy goes, "What happened?" He goes, "Spinal."
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you for clearing that up.
It was after a fight. It was great. It was just classic Mike Tyson.
Hamid, the winner is not already chosen. Any one of these three guys we're looking at, I think any one of these guys could win tonight. I would not
tonight and next year, Ron, and the year after. Like these three guys can literally rotate titles.
Yeah. And I'd love to see that.
Great.
I'd love to see that. Because I think it's so much more exciting that we're having different people win. We've had 6 different winners in 5 years. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes, since 18. Since
27. So we had Phil, late Sean Roden, rest in peace, Brandon Curry, Big Rami, Hadi Choopan, and now Derek Lunsford. That's 5 different guys since 2017. Wow. That's pretty damn great.
And we're not going, who's going to be second this year? Going in. Phil's going to win. Who's second?
Right. Well, this is awful quality right here. That's somebody with like a phone taping their screen of their computer. That's like something I would do.
Bootleg.
It's a bootleg of a bootleg. I'm just going to go back to this while we're talking then. This is the best 3-man I've seen. No, let's leave the 212 up for a bit because I thought they looked pretty damn great.
Bro, if Sean was 5'6", right?
Yeah.
He would be dominating.
C-Bum when come. Bottom of the screen. That's why I left that up the whole time. So the schedule is right there. MrOlympia.com. MrOlympia.com. If you found my video, you can find MrOlympia.com. C-Bum will come when. Oh, he spelled come. He spelled come in a sexual way too. We're about 2 hours away, a little over 2 hours. Derek looks like he will retain. Jen, we're not guaranteeing that for a minute. I think it's a toss-up. I think we could see any of three possible Mr. Olympias win tonight.
And no, Ron, like, listen, Derek's great. I'll say this, he's great. But Martin didn't look out of place, man. He did not look out of place.
This guy talks so much about the Olympia process. You're talking about me? I don't know. Andrew can't get an effing look. Well, let's hope tonight he gets a little better look. One guy walking away with this byline. I go, Samson. I mean, a lot of people feel that they want to see that type of physique as Mr. Olympia, and I get that. It's, fans are emotional. We all have our favored type of physiques, our preferences. Some of you guys like the short kings that are super thick and stocky. Some of you guys like the more streamlined, taller guys. I mean, a lot of people think Andrew Jack is the best physique in the world right now.
I think when I saw Texas run, I was like, that's the best physique in the world. When I saw that physique on Texas, I'm like, that right there is something to strive. That's just beautiful.
Derek in third. Martin beat Samson. No, I don't see that happening. No.
Not
crowned a few years. Yeah, Samson win. See? Always complain about the Olympian interviews. Just go to Olympia flow. Okay. Good thing I can translate. Boy, oh boy. I think Samson great again. The front double was gyno. I don't think his gyno looks that bad, Todd. I've seen much. I actually think the lighting, someone said this, but I agree. I think that the lighting and the backdrop, how it was hurting him in some ways, I think it actually made the gyno less apparent. You couldn't really see it as well. It's not that bad anyway. It's we've all seen much more. Ronnie won one year with gyno that looked like a golf ball under his nipple.
Haney had one at 87. That was huge, man. Remember that was huge.
Yeah. The striker looks odd in the front double. I don't think Martin looks odd in the front double. I don't think so at all.
I don't think it's odd. It's just I don't know. You're doing front doubles next to Derek and Hadi. So
Look at that. There's nothing wrong with that pose. Seems he could have, if I'm being nitpicky, I'd like to see a little more drop and sweep to the triceps in this pose. But that's about it. A little more drop to the lats too. I think would help him out. He's a work in progress. He's getting better. He's improved tremendously.
And he comes in when you come in condition like that, you're not going to be ignored. Like when you're on, your condition is gonna shine. And I knew in this lineup, guy, we all know people are gonna miss. Like we all know that, right?
Yeah.
But when guys don't miss, like Martin, it really stands out to the judges.
Yeah. I mean, he's put his stamp on this. Where I think from now on, he's going to be in the conversation when we make our top 5 and top 6 picks from now on. And I thought he was maybe going to do it this year, but I wasn't super confident about it.
He was my pick, dude. I called that. Martin, 5th place.
Yeah, he did it.
Nostradamus.
Was that somebody's name?
No, like Nostradamus. I just added my last name to Nostradamus.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh, because Giles is Mystic Tiger. Samson can take it for real? Yeah, I think so. Samson not have so thick skin, he's winner. Yeah, he does have kind of thick skin. I agree.
God, I love the comments. These are great. These people are hilarious, man.
Well, everyone's opinions are like a-holes. We've all got one, and you're entitled to it, just like you're entitled to a bumhole.
And they're not wrong, man. Everybody's got their favorites.
Yeah. It's a beauty pageant with muscles, is what it comes down to. It's not like golf or football or those other more traditional sports where. Yeah, refs make some bad calls from time to time. That happens. But for the most part, say like in track, the guy who crosses the finish line first, there's your winner. There's no question.
Right.
This, you can argue. I mean, I guarantee you tonight, whether Hadi wins, Derek wins, or Samson wins, a lot of butthurt people are going to be very, very upset that their pick for the win, didn't walk away with it. Mr. O Finals, I left this ticker on the bottom all this time so you could look at it, but it's moving. See how it moves? Schedule. So I know I'm being an asshole, but
that's great. Listen.
Yeah.
We've got the internet. Put GOOGLE, enter, type whatever you want in.
Google.
Boom.
These pictures are not filtered, the ones we're looking at. These are straight up. Arcs that wrap up after prejudging sadly appears that they will post it next weekend. What? I don't know. I don't know what he means by that. I'm not worried about someone else's wrap up. Mark complains about Olympia process too much. Did he? Not that I'm aware of.
No.
Dave over in UK, I believe they don't give the Hadi a bit worried about his onstage antics will be this year. No, he would never dare to walk off stage, or he's going to have a big smile on his face. He's going to hug Derek and Samson and everybody else, shake some hands if he knows what's good for him. Because poor sportsmanship it's just not a good look on anybody.
No, dude. You're funny. Okay. And Derek didn't walk off when Hadi won. You know what I mean?
Right. Tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. Thank you, Jim. But it's again, guys, I have this ticker that I left up the whole time. If you want the schedule, go to MrOlympia.com. It's got it had the schedule going back to Wednesday and all the way until tomorrow. And the pay-per-view, OlympiaProductions.com, which I got in trouble for using too much footage of and had my video removed. That's my bad, guys. Lesson learned. Andrew looked good, but his posing looks too stiff. Andrew looked good, but he didn't look as good as Texas. And the minute I saw took a good look at Andrew, I was like, oh no, he's not in the running. Judges yeah, Big Rudy. Andrew didn't bring what he should have brought. He didn't bring the condition, and he was letting his midsection relax a few times in transition between poses. He just didn't bring his A game. He brought his B+ game. Dave Palumbo's waking up. You heard? Oh, I don't know what's that supposed to mean. Drive the algorithm. Okay, I like this comment. Yes, hit the thumbs up. I don't know what an algorithm is, but I really appreciate you guys who are helping the algorithm. Psycho Lewis has some explaining to do. Well, he's his trainer. He's not his It's Chris Aceto is the one handling the peak. Chris Lewis handled the workouts. I'm sure he did a fine job. How can you really mess up their workouts at this point? Fantastic. Do you get judged? Diddy style. What? Derek's legs look smaller. One of them certainly does. Maybe I should go back to video. Yeah, we'll wrap up soon, guys. We've been going for a while. Yeah, we've been at this for a minute.
Yeah, those legs, man. It's just.
Yeah, my back is broken spinal. To reiterate, Chris Lewis, Psycho Lewis. He is not his coach for the peaking, for the diet, the cardio, the protocols, all that. That's Chris Aceto, and Chris did a great job with him in Texas. Like I said, they take chances, these coaches, because it's Vegas. Sometimes you gotta gamble. Come in lighter and tighter, come in bigger and fuller. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. You're allowed to film, just not with actual cameras. No, they don't. Well, they didn't want people streaming.
Yeah.
He's talking about at the show. Yeah, you could take pictures. I don't think you're supposed to take videos. But whatever. I don't give a crap. Derek gonna win, mark my words. Smaller legs. You can film with phones. Okay. You can't stream. Let's be clear. Anybody that's at the show that's streaming is at risk of being tossed out.
They'll find you. They're looking in the aisles. Trust me, they're looking up and down the aisles.
Yeah, because you walk behind, you can see that little red light on the phone. You can see when somebody's streaming. Actually, no, there's a red light when you're doing video too. Derek from the front cannot be overlooked. I don't care how good his back is. If they punish him for conditioning, he's also punished. Yeah, like I said, you could pick all these guys apart. I mean, that's why, man, I'm kind of with you. I unless Derek does something to drastically come in with crazy condition tonight, I don't see him holding on to this title. We don't call them Allah freaks. Always, this is a reference to how we were saying crap for being a quote unquote Jesus freak, which
that is true.
Nobody can be disrespected for their religious beliefs. Nobody. Andrew lost motivation. Yeah, I mean, they put him he was way on the end, and I expected him to get moved at some point. And when you're there on the end, I mean, obviously, at least first call out's a good feeling, but you want to be in the middle. When they don't move you and they leave you way on the end of a 7-man call out, you're like, shit.
But you gotta stay positive. You gotta. I'm talking out my ass because I'm not up there. I didn't spend God knows how much money getting ready for the show. But Andrew, like the look on his face, it was obvious. If I saw it, Steve saw it. You know what I mean? But you gotta just suck it up, bite the bullet, and be like, yeah, okay, it is what it is. You know?
Yeah. I want to say the stream was actually pretty good. The lighting was distracting, but the quality of the stream itself was actually very good.
Agreed.
I thought it was pretty crystal clear.
Yep.
You know, I've seen some horrible streams, some horrible pay-per-views. This was not one of them. Battle of the Bulges. Lighting background. Hadi's arms are too flat. You call those flat arms? What? Oh boy, I don't know about that. Derek's legs will fill out in the finals. I don't know how much more they can fill out.
Yeah, like you can glycogen low. You can fill out, but you're not going to improve a body part. You're not going to improve a muscle, right? It's not going to be there in 24 hours.
He could be overall fuller, but his legs they're just downsized.
Right.
Religions, I don't either Ron. Ron, I was good or bad though. Honey, I'm too flat. I'm trying to find what is this? What is that all about? Good to see Brandon out of the top 6. He thinks he could have arse. I don't think the way Brandon looked was intentional. I don't think he's doing any less than he's done before. maybe he has lost a little bit of eye of the tiger that he had when he was coming up the ranks and he was winning the Olympia and all that. But I just think everyone has their time on top, and then there's a time when you start to fade away. And we're seeing
age.
What is he, 43?
Yeah, Dexter. Listen, Dexter's the outlier. You can't look at Dexter and be like, Dexter's a freak, once in a generation. Brandon's older. You know what I mean? He's getting older. It happens. All these guys up here, barring injury, are gonna get old.
Yeah. Oh God, Classic Physique, guys. It's gonna happen in 2 hours from now. 2 hours from now, if you get the pace, look at the bottom. It's got the schedule and the pay-per-view information. Judge didn't give Andrew a chance. Yeah, we know that. That's true. No religion. Yeah, no religion, no politics.
No.
I want to send a super chat. No, I'm dead. Warhammer, they take like 20% or something. So no, please send a super chat. Please. they don't take that much of it. Please give me some money, guys. I need some money because I lost out because I screwed up last night, guys. Those of you who stayed up, there were 5,000 of you on this chat last night on the stream with me. And I was showing too much pay-per-view footage that I had recorded clips of because I foolishly thought nobody's going to want to look at me, Mike, and Giles as handsome mugs for, an hour and a half. They want to see the footage, and it was just too much. It got a copyright strike, and the video was taken down. What's Giles saying? Classic, my back is broken. Everyone likes your name. My back is broken. And if it hadn't been for Mike Cox, I would have no idea that was a Mike Tyson quote. Oh, geez. I really thought bodybuilders were progress, and then these guys will place top 6. I don't know about that. Would you agree? So these 3 guys here, Hadi, Derek, Samson, the best 3 we have in 2024. Put them in the lineup with, let's say, Dorian, Ronnie, Kevin, Sean, Cormier, Nasser, Vince Taylor. Would these guys have been top 5 or top 6 back then?
If all those guys you name, we take them at their best, right? And these guys at their best. I think Hadi.
Did I say Flex? I think I forgot Flex Wheeler. Shit.
Listen, could Hadi and Derek beat the best Sean Ray?
No, I don't think
then
so.
No.
Sean was pretty great.
Sean was great and complete and consistent. Right. Listen, Derek's not 100%, but I love that kid's physique. When Derek's on, he's just phenomenal. When he's 100%, man, the front double, the back, like last year, that was a beautiful physique, man. But when anybody's off, when Flex Wheeler was off, he wasn't the same Flex, right? But that you're talking about the best generation this sport has ever seen, right?
Yeah, and Dorian, I talked to Dorian about this. It's not so much that these guys, it's they don't have the work ethic or they're relying on drugs. I don't buy any of that. He said it was just a perfect storm of genetics. We just happened to have an amazing pool of talent, and it wasn't being diluted by a lot of that talent being diverted to classic physique, to 212, to men's physique. There are other men's divisions now with guys genetically, some of them, if they were in the open, they'd be doing very, very well, but they choose to stay in their lane and be very good in those divisions.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't shit on these guys like some people do.
No, not at all. Not
Classic is tonight. Well, Jen, the judging for Classic is a little less than 2 hours away, but the finals are tonight. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's fact. Hunter has the mass conditioning. He's improved. Yeah.
Not the conditioning. I wouldn't say the conditioning just. He has the conditioning sometimes. But yeah. I think with Hunter, if he dries out today, he from the pictures, Ron, he was just watery. It was just, if he can get rid of that, he may have a chance too. But who knows, man? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know where they're scored if you have enough time to climb back. So
I got to address this. Whoa, Black Betty, I hope you didn't get charged your account or whatever it is, because if they cut the video out, because the video's gone, I didn't make a cent off that video. So you shouldn't have been charged for the super chat. But put your question up again or your comment. I'll address it regardless. Whoa, Black Betty. It's 12. It's actually 12:30, Jen. 12:30. I wrote it down. Am I right? Yeah, go to MrOlympiaProductions.com. Rafa needs to carry that mirror. Hunter's not aesthetically pleasing.
I love you guys.
Gosh, a lot of comments, guys. I'm trying to get to all of you. because I don't want to miss. I don't want to miss classic. Should Andrew, bro, RX Muscle is the best photos? Well, I'm not going to RX Muscle. Classic hasn't happened, Atlantis. You can't have videos about something that hasn't happened yet. Yeah, you guys need to. If you're a classic Zeke fan, if you're an Olympia fan, you really need to check out the schedule on MrOlympia.com. 800 folks watching, only 72 likes. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Yeah.
Yes, Mike is telling him it didn't start yet. Smash the like. Agree. Helps me. Samson will not win. Mark my word. Well, we'll see. He ain't winning with that back. We'll see why they did them wrong with that black background. It's various colors, but it's a giant video screen, and it's, they're doing their best to make this a mega production worthy of being on par with something like we said, like a UFC fight, like a great rock concert, like a Super Bowl halftime show. Christianity, bodybuilding, confused. Well, any religion and bodybuilding are confused. Anything with bodybuilding is a confusing mix. Let's be real. Class is more interesting these days. Open feels like it's lost its edge. I disagree. So Derek third, Samsung.
Samsung.
Yeah, I wonder, is that talk to text or are people intentionally typing Samsung?
It has to be talk to text where they got fat fingers.
Okay, I was going to say he's more interesting. Why are we hyping the guy's not going to win? Well, we don't know who's going to win. For who, morons? Yeah, well, everyone's got their opinion. Samson, a soft back, bad guy knows gut shooting his pose and bicep is torn. I don't think the bicep is the issue. That I thought it was going to be a lot more distracting based on what I saw at the press conference.
But people too, like you're not. You have to. It helps when you're there. We can't get the full effect of their physique unless you're. It makes pictures and videos don't do these guys justice whatsoever. It helps us, but it's not the same. Like Bob said, got to be there.
It's true. I mean, if you've ever had great seats for Olympia Arnold, we've been fortunate enough a couple of times to be way up front, like front row. And it's just a totally different experience.
You see all the strange lumps and bumps up close, all the skin issues. You don't see that shit on video.
Would Christ promote these values? Who knows what? There's that thing, WW. What would Jesus do? We don't know what Jesus would do. Who knows? Maybe he'd be a fan. We don't know.
What would OJ do?
What would OJ do? Classic is dumb. I don't know about that. You show up to Spence. See the Open, guys. I think Open is always going to be the main draw. It's always going to be the big moneymaker. I think
nobody leaves after women's physique. Nobody walks. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's why typically they leave Open to the end, because they don't want to show an audience with maybe a third of them or a third of them gone that walk out. Because there are some people that specifically go there only for the Open. It's all they care about. For Samson shape of Derek, yeah, it's pretty damn good. Samson has tremendous structure and shape. It's a beautiful physique. Clearly dissonant of him. Class PJ was to be at 9:30. Yeah, that's 9:30 Pacific time, Kim. I don't know where you are in the world, but Las Vegas is in Pacific Standard Time, which is 3 hours behind right here where I am and Mike is. We're on the East Coast of the United States, Eastern Standard Time. We have 3 time zones. I think we have 4 time zones. 5 if you want to count Hawaii. We're not going to. All these podcasts saying Hadi third. No, I don't have Hadi third.
No. I think Hadi's the first or second.
Mike became a microwave. I don't know what that means. Hadi's giving up. I don't think Hadi's giving up size. He's thick as hell.
He looks big. Hadi can't. What do you think? About 220 on stage, maybe?
More. I'd give him like 225, maybe closer to 230.
But he looks humongous. It's all an illusion.
Yeah. Samson is what Mr. O should be. Who is winner? Fahath. We don't know. Hadi always had the arms of a 12-year-old roided girl. What? Come on now. Hadi doesn't have bad arms at all. At all.
These guys are great.
I would call him out on it if he did. You call those bad arms? Really?
No. Look at
that. Let's just go to him on his own. It's got to be, I'll leave him up. I just want
His arms are great. It's the shoulders are a little wonky.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, we've had issues with his shoulders where they look like they were a little too overfilled with oil, but size-wise, he's fine.
His stage presence is so good too, man. He owns that stage, man. He knows exactly what he's going to do and how to hit the poses.
He's very confident, and you need to be like that. That's one thing I don't know how much stage presence would have helped Andrew. I don't think it would have helped him, honestly. Physique is what it is, but you still want to look like you came there to win. And, nobody's beating me. Even if you know in your heart of hearts that's not going to happen.
And Hadi's done a lot of shows. A lot of these guys haven't done a lot of shows, right? They don't compete as much as they used to, so that stage time isn't what it was for like Milos or Cormier, right? Because or Vince Taylor, like they're always competing. So the more you do it, I think the easier it gets. And when you're just doing, one a year, it's like football practice. Like game speed and practice speed are two totally different things. Posing at home and posing on stage is totally different. Like when you dry it out, tired, sucked down. So it's just maybe those guys don't just, again, your health is involved, but doing 2-3 shows a year may help some of these guys.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's, some guys, it would hurt a couple guys. Some people just can't seem to, I don't know if it's mentally or physically, they can't peak twice a year or 3 times a year throughout the season. Other people, like you see a lot of these guys from Europe, especially some of these guys in the Olympia, like Theo, they've been competing for like 6-7 months already. They've done shows since the late spring. They've been going nonstop.
Yeah.
We're not talking about them because they're not in the top 10, but man, it shows it can be done. Okay, here's a super chat. Why did one of the announcers say Derek's name is on the Sandow at the press conference? Somebody heard or caught that. That sounds pre-selected. The press conference was a panel of journalists, reporters, media guys. They have nothing to do with the judging. They're expressing opinions. So what was it this year? I was invited but couldn't make it. I honestly didn't want to spend the money, my own money. I like when other people pay for me to go. So that's the way to go. But so I don't know which one said it, but it was Fuad, Sean Ray. The panel was Fuad Abiad, Linda Murray, Sean Ray, John Romano, and Dennis James. That was the panel. I don't know who said that, Justin, but they might have just they were expressing a personal opinion, nothing more. Derek is definitely not in the lead right now. And if he's in the lead, it's a very, very tenuous, weak lead because he could get knocked off his Olympia crown very, very easily.
It's not pre-selected. It's not pre-selected. Only 81 was pre-selected, so not this year. So we're good.
81. Well, I was watching a bit of the Fall Guy with my son last night, the Ryan Gosling version.
Yeah,
and it takes place in Sydney, and there's a lot of shots of that Sydney Opera House where 1980 Olympia, where Arnold came back in one of the most controversial wins of all time, when he came back after 5 years and won his 7th Olympia title.
Just hopped in the show. Just, hey, I'm going to do the show.
And a lot of people had him in 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Certainly not winning.
Yeah. John Hanson had him in 5th too.
Yeah, and John's he's been compared to he's the closest thing we have to the late Peter McGuff right now as far as historian. Nobody right now has that level of knowledge and just can rattle off the 1978 Olympia top 10. He can tell you.
If I have a question about the 70s, I just message John. He knows.
Yeah. Mike Mentzer should have won. Frank Zane looked great. Dickerson looked great that year. I think Platz looked great that year. Platz should have won in 81 the next year when Franco won.
Yeah. 4 guys should have won that year. PD and Calendar.
Tough times. They let C-Beam. We're talking about. We're not talking about there. Are you there? Yeah, I just want to make sure there were no more super chats because we've been going for almost an hour and a half, and I do want to get to Classic later, so I'm gonna say bye now. So that's it, Mike. Thank you so much for joining me again. Mike was with me last night. I apologize to you because I should have known better last night than to use all that footage. So all that good work. We spent a good hour and a half, you, Giles, and I last night breaking down the judging with all the pay-per-view footage, which was a mistake on my part. I used too much footage, and rightfully I got a strike and the video was taken down. But this time I was playing it safe and stuck with Instagram. You can't F with me on Instagram.
Can't go wrong.
I still have a lot of good clips from the pay-per-view, but I'm not showing them because I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get my video taken down again. Anyway, where are we at, guys? Banners. So if you liked the video, please, I got to subscribe. What do I got to take this off?
Like, subscribe, share.
Ah, there you go.
Wait.
Like, subscribe, like, share, ring that bell, do all that good stuff. Helps me out so much. And I think there's no more super chats I need to get to, but appreciate all you guys who watched again, especially those of you who were around, stayed with us late last night. It's going to be another late night tonight. We'll be up. We're huge fans. That's what we do.
I'm missing this.
So
Not missing this.
we're not gonna. I got to see who wins. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for being part of this again. I will do a little wrap up of Classic later. If I use any footage, it's going to be very, very limited. Put it that way. Anyway, so Mike, thank you so much for joining me again.
Of course, bro. Anytime, Ron.
Glad you're safe over there in Tampa, Florida, from Hurricane Milton.
Jesus.
Crazy stuff over there. Hope everyone's saying, "Oh, I do see the ring." Oh, you do see the ring light when you do see it when it's a full screen like that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, people just like to bitch though.
Yeah, but I didn't realize it was in the shot. Anyway, so that's it, guys. Please keep your notifications on. You'll know when I have some more content coming up. I'm going to be doing more content today and tonight. So appreciate you all being part of this, and we'll see you right here next time. Peace out.
Peace.